Okay, so hello, queens. Welcome to Activate Your Queen Self Masterclass. Whether you're tapping in here live or whether you're watching the replay, there is no time and space, so you are fully tapped into this energetic field. You may have already started to feel some activations taking place as you are getting ready to hop on this call. I've been building the field pretty much all day. It's pumping. It's pumping. The vibe is pumping. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Mary Wright. I am a women's transformation coach. I am a Canadian living abroad in, I almost just said Ireland. That's coming soon. In Austria with my Irishman husband and my dog. And soon we're moving to Ireland. So this topic is very, very near and dear to my heart. Activate your queen self, because working with my queen self is ultimately how I resurrected myself out of the ashes time and time again. I'm going to get into my story later at the end of the call, just to tie everything in together. Many of you already know me, but for those of you that don't, hello, thank you so much for being here. And I truly honor you for gifting yourself this time and this space. So for those of you that are just jumping in, I would love it if you shared your intention in the message box in the comments of what you'd like to receive, what your own specific, what your own specific intention is for what you desire to receive during this class. And I invite you to have, oh, we just had 3 people just beep boop in. This is funny. Oh, never mind. That's not the participants. It's in the chat. That's funny. Okay, we're all good. We're all good, everybody. So I invite you to have open body language throughout this class. And what I mean by that is like not have your legs crossed, just have your whole body open so that you can really receive everything that's here for you. Know that your highest best self is fully present, locked and loaded, ready to go. And she will bring in what you specifically need through the information that comes through. So it's totally okay if you don't fully understand everything that I'm saying. Know that you are receiving what you need, and your higher self is putting aside what you don't need. So we can completely surrender into this energetic field. Know that you are completely protected, you're completely held. I work directly with the God frequency, so the energy that is surrounding this field is very, very powerful, very safe, and very pure. Okay, so I will also let you know that I swear. So if you have little ones around, I recommend putting earbuds in, because there are F-bombs that always just fly out of the woodwork when you hang out with me. That's just what happens. So yes, why do we want to be our queen selves? So this is where our creative power and our mastery lies, is when we are fully tapped into our confidence, our power, our true self, where we know who we are. We know that we're an extensions of the divine. And this is where we see ourselves in our allness. And as a result, the world sees us there too in response to it. Our world will feel, the people around us will feel in a subtle way when we are holding huge stories of disempowering beliefs and where we're really holding ourselves back. The world feels that and responds to that. So when we are in our power, feeling amazing, feeling confident, feeling all the things, our world responds to that as well. So when we are in this place, this is where miracles flood to us. Miracles are inevitable because our vibe is high, our frequency is high, we are magnetic, and it's just, it can't not happen for you, right? So this is how we create a life of our soul's desires. So let's go back. Can we go back? Okay, awesome. So what we're going to be talking about today, pillar 1 is going to be all about identifying our default safety settings. Pillar 2, we're going to override those default safety settings with our queen mode. And pillar 3 is high octave living. We're going to follow up with a guided activation, a gift at the end. So be sure to stay until the end so that you can receive this gift. And we will follow up with questions and a closeout. So anytime during this class, please put any questions in the messenger, in the comment box, and I will answer them at the end. I'm just going to take a quick look at the chat to see what we have going on. Chantel, okay, so we got Beverly from UK, welcome, welcome. We have Chantel from Canada, my homeland. Her intention is to be open and fully receive the love and energy from today. Yes. The email you sent was in your junk mail. Perhaps others have the same thing happen. 100%. Yeah, yeah. That's the way she rolls with online marketing. Kaylee is here from Manitoba, Canada. Welcome, Kaylee. We got Dominique. She's from Quebec, and her intention is to let go of what is no longer serving her and receive all of the amazing energy that will be sent to us today. Heck yes to this. We have Brandy, and I saw Brandy rocking her lipstick. Her intention is to anchor in her queenness. Yes, really bringing in the energy, standing in my awesome power and fullness. Yes. Beverly is intending to ramp up queen self and be inspired by top queen Mary. We're all equal. I just want to say we are all equal, ladies. Every single one of us are top queens. I see you as a top queen, so I just wanted to put that out there, that just because I'm the one that's teaching this, we are all the same. I see you for everything that you are, and we all have this power within us. So we're all at the top, ladies. We're all at the top. Sarah from Washington, welcome, Sarah. I intend to be the queen in all parts of my life. Oh, fuck yes. Amen to all of that. All right, so let's dive in. So we have a lot to move through, so I'm going to be going through this at a pretty rapid pace. Know that all of you will get the recording at the end, so you can really take your time to dive in through the slides, take time to journal, and you are going to continue to receive the energies of today for a few days to come. So I invite you to be very hydrated during this, okay? The water will help the energy move. Okay, so pillar one, let's talk about identify default safety settings. So also known as checking our limited self. So awareness is key so that you can catch your patterns. Once we become aware, we can shift them and make different choices in the moment that no longer empower that limiting story. We enter default safety settings when we are stretched, uncomfortable in fight, flight, freeze mode, or operating unconsciously, which means not paying attention to what we're doing. So what is a default safety setting? So this is my own term that I use. It's how my clients understand it the most. This is where we are, these default safety settings, they are conditioned into us from our experiences growing up, especially until age 7, when our subconscious mind is being programmed like a computer. So everything that's happening around you and to you and being said around you, the things that you're taking in through the media is being downloaded and imprinting your subconscious mind. You're a sponge from the time that you come out of the womb to 7 years old. In fact, you're actually already being imprinted while you're in the womb, but we don't have to go into that today. So the subconscious mind runs the show 95% of the time. But the brilliant thing is, this is key, the subconscious mind is like a computer that wants to work for you. So it's very easy to control, alt, delete, and override programs. It's like overriding the child safety settings on a Lamborghini so we can put scissor doors on it. All right, we've been upgraded. All right. So examples of a default safety setting. Just need to drag this down so I can see. Okay, so opposite to queen mode is the princess mode, damsel in distress, aka victimhood. Life is happening to you rather than for you. So this is a very disempowering state to be in, as it keeps you out of your power as a creator of your reality. This is what's heavily programmed into women. Disney has it written all over it. We are programmed to be at mercy of our realities, waiting for the knight in shining armor to scoop us up and save us. This personally, the victimhood, the damsel in distress, is an identity that I operated from personally most of my life until I realized, holy shit, I'm actually the creator of my reality. I actually can change what's happening here. Okay. Close that out. Okay, this is where we kind of get philosophical here. I love philosophy. we know we are the creators of our reality because we are living in a holographic universe in which what we see reflected back to us, that our eyes literally refract light to be able to see, is based on the beliefs that we hold within. And we all have the same divine intelligence within our hearts that created the universe. So we hold the God spark within us. So literally God or source, and I'm just going to put a plug in here. If you don't vibe with the word God, swap it out for whatever language you use to define the universal intelligence consciousness. Source, divine, spirit, goddess, the divine, whatever it is, universe, all right? So God's source is creating and expressing through us, having a human experience through our unique individual selves. But we are all one. A water drop from the ocean holds the same energetic and molecular qualities as the ocean itself. We are all divinity. We're all part of the energetic fabric of consciousness. It's only our mind and our programs that thinks we are separate from that. So remembering that we are one with God is key to shifting out of victimhood, a little spelling error there, into empowered creator states. So ladies, remember who the fuck you are. You're legitimately an expression of God walking in human form, and let yourself be seen in that. Your world actually wants to meet you in your fullest, highest expression. And this is where your world responds to you when you know that you're powerful, abundant, and limitless as fuck. This is queen mode. Our world responds to us when we are in queen mode. Okay, so let's break this down further. Victimhood, or damsel in distress, is putting our happiness and well-being in the hands of someone else. So it's asking someone to fill voids within us. So yes, others can enhance our happiness, they can enhance our love and joy, but ultimately we need to be able to hold and create that for ourselves to really be in our power without needing someone else to do it for us. And when we are in that place, when we are holding that unshakable love for ourselves, we see that reflected back to us. So this is us seeing ourselves, meeting ourselves in deep safety and yummy soul nourishment. And this is the ultimate act of self-love and honoring one's self-worth, aka queen mode. I've already drank so much water and we're only like 10 minutes in. So another flavor of this, of victimhood, is martyrdom, the savior complex, aka people pleasing. So I know that it feels a little bit heavy so far because we're kind of in the depths, but stay with me, ladies. We're gonna lift up out of the trenches here soon, okay? So what this looks like is sacrificing yourself and your own needs to appease others. We cannot activate levels of high reverence of self if we are falling into people-pleasing traps. And I know we have all been here, right? So saying no without an explanation is the ultimate self-worth booster. And your reason to say no may be that you want to stay at home and watch Friends reruns in your bathrobe and have a glass of wine with your dog. No shame game, hashtag self-care. All right, so the double down on doubt, fear, shame, guilt, confusion, and shutdown. These are all default safety settings that are low octave frequencies. So let's be real, we have all danced with these dirty devils at some point. Doubt and shutdown, they are my own personal default safety settings. When I am uncomfortable, when plans changed, and it's again like, when things just kind of blow up in my face, I shut down, or I just have a lot of doubt. So I recognize that this is my default safety setting so I can check myself and lead myself through. It's just baby Mary. It's just baby Mary doing her thing. That's all. So these are stories and vibrations that are imprinted into our field from society, from our experiences and upbringing that are not the truth of who we are. So our soul self, our God self, our divinity, our essence is a effing glorious, magical, creative, superhuman rock star. And anything that says otherwise is a BS glitch in the matrix designed to keep us small, right? And we don't have to operate from there anymore. our vibes are getting so high and our awareness is expanding so much that this doesn't need to be our dominant operating system anymore. We are living in very, very different times today than 100 years ago with what our ancestors were living through, right? Like, it is safe for us to be in our fullest expression. Yeah? Okay, so what do we do when we catch ourselves dancing in these lower octave vibrations? So, like I had said just a few minutes ago, we see this as a younger version of ourselves that didn't have the power, the awareness, the knowledge, and tools that we have now, and we take her under our wing. We love her, we befriend her, we don't shame her. We just remind her that she is safe and you got her. We recognize that she's afraid and throwing a bit of a tantrum as a means to protect ourselves, because that is actually her job. That's what she sees as her main role. And so we parent her. I know it sounds unsexy to say we parent ourselves, but we have to parent ourselves. We have to. So we see her, we meet her with the love and acceptance, and this is probably something she never fully got as a child, which is why she's acting out now. And our parents or our parent did the best that they could with the awareness level that they had. Let's not parent shame here, but let's be real, we all have shit that we carry from our childhoods, right? So we put our younger self in the back seat with a great popsicle and we take control of the bus as the powerful mamacita with leopard print tights and bougie sunglasses driving us to our favorite destination park. Okay. So recognize that these lower vibrations are not you. We may have identified them as us in the past, but ultimately, ladies, they aren't us. So call it as you see it. So just plug your name in here, right? So this is what I do. Oh, that's baby Mary playing out in her swampy stories of self-doubt again. Shit, she's cute. I love her, but that's not Queen Mary, and Queen Mary runs the show now. I am Queen Mary now because I've done the inner work required for me to know who I am to the full multitude that I am. And I choose in this now moment to see myself in this. Yeah? So when you say these words out loud and have this little pep talk, you are going to start to feel a shift take place. So this is you stepping out of being in the story and rather observing the story. See the story. You are shifting out of the vibrational identity of these default safety modes and into the vibrational identity of a powerful queen creator. We get to change our story and rewrite the rules as often as we see fit. This is our creative power to sculpt our reality and shift our lensing. I just want to put a little plug in here. The world of form, the physical world, is very malleable. We are conditioned to think that it's not malleable, but it's actually kind of freaky when you start to notice where there's glitches in our physical reality as we're hopping around different timelines, where things disappear, things that weren't there all of a sudden appear. It's wild. It's wild. So I want you to all remember how powerful you are as a creator and that you can shift timelines. You shift timelines every time you make a choice. Every time you're at a choice point, right down to whether you choose to have dairy milk in your coffee or almond milk in your coffee. Whether you choose to have tea over coffee, and I'm not shaming coffee or dairy milk. I drink a lot of coffee. I'm well caffeinated. And I sometimes have dairy milk. But what I'm saying is, if your stomach doesn't really like dairy milk, but you choose to ingest it, you're choosing a timeline, right? Whereas if you choose to have almond milk over the dairy milk because your body responds better to that, you're choosing a new timeline. So every decision that you make, you're shifting timelines. We're shifting timelines all the time, okay? I'm kind of like a timeline ninja. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes to reflect and to take just journal out the answers to these questions. And of course, you can go back and once you get the recording and really dive in and digest this and take your full notes. So question 1, you can take out your journals. Where in your life are you operating from default safety settings? Question 2 is, what is your go-to default safety setting? And question 3 is, where in your life do you want to see yourself in your full-on power, aka where are you currently being called at? I'll give you all a few minutes to journal that out. And you know what? While you guys are journaling, I'm gonna go refill my water, and I'm gonna go use the loo because I'm hydrated. I'm hydrated. And just one more minute. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, let's jump into pillar 2. So override default safety settings, activating our queen mode. So we've now identified where we have operated from a limited version of ourselves. We've called it, we've stepped out of it, we've become aware of it in the now moment as it's happening. We've recognized it in where we've held blocks in our partnerships, where we've self-sabotaged ourselves in relationships, where we've held ourselves back from showing up in our businesses, our soul passions, so forth. So we are now observers of the story. This is where our power is, being observer of the story. We see our limited self. We love her, but we choose to no longer operate there. So this can be done via a journal, like you're writing a love letter from your highest self to your younger self. My own personal favorite is in the mirror. This is where most of my reprogramming and reconditioning myself has taken place, is in front of the mirror to music. You know, I get real close and I lock eyes with myself. It looks pretty wild, it looks pretty crazy, but this is what I do. I have my favorite music on that gets my hips swaying, and I have pep chats with myself. So sometimes I'll even hold a picture of my younger self, especially like a version of myself where I know I was in like the thick of my lack of self-esteem. And I hold the picture up, and I'm dancing, and I'm just saying like, I love you, I love you, I love you. You're so worthy, you're so beautiful, you're so magical, you're incredible, you're wanted, you belong. Like I tell her all the things that she needed to hear. So when I'm doing my little pep talk, so say I'm like hitting doubt, right? Like doubt in my business or doubt in whatever, right? I'll start dancing, and I'll put my hand on my heart and be like, baby, I see you. I recognize that you're holding doubt right now, but this isn't the truth of who you are. Everything is happening for me. My success is inevitable. I've already created such an incredible, magical life, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I just go into like a Abraham Hicks rampage almost, but I use my own mantras, my own affirmations. So now what? Wait, I think we just missed one. Hang on. Oh, that's funny. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So now what? We're actually right on track. So we call through our inner queen. Carl Jung talks about the different archetypes that make up the human psyche. So archetypes are my go-to for understanding different modes and vibrational identities within me, my clients, and the people around me. So just like there's the vibrational identity of the damsel in distress that we all carry to some degree, no shame. We also have the queen within us. We have the lover, we have the sage, we have the maiden, we have the mother, right? We have the wild woman. The wild woman is who I tap into when I've been all work and no play, right? The wild embodying the wild woman is, you know, what's gonna bring me into being a freak in bed, right? Like, so we can tap into all of these different modes within us because we actually do have them. We have them within us. What we see in someone else that we admire is something that we actually hold within us, right? So this is something that we can tap into very easily and exude through us. So this is where we go into quantum physics, the science aspect of it. This is my jam. This is like Joe Dispenza style, Greg Braden. All right, so there are billions of parallel timelines and realities operating alongside our current present moment. There is no time and space. These were just constructs that were created as a means to measure and understand for our human minds. The past is operating right alongside this very present moment, as is the future. And there's all of these parallel timelines that split off at different choice points, creating an infinite amount of possible realities that we get to beat boop around and jump into accordingly. So there's a version of you out there in a timeline that is like your biggest, most wildest, most expansive timeline. She's wildly successful. She's married to her soulmate. She's having incredible sex. She's traveling the world. She's lit the F up on life, completely crushing it, living in like full, complete abundance. Like she's just banging it. She's banging it out. And there's a version of you who is out there now who is 30, is still with her first boyfriend, who is a terrible kisser, and you're still working at your first job at Zellers. I don't know if Zellers was a thing in America, but Zellers was my first job at age like 15. Right? So that version of you is out there, okay? So because we are multidimensional, meaning we have a wide array of frequencies that we are operating at once, depending on the bandwidth of energy we are tapped into. We can easily tap in and access these different timelines and experience them because we're made of energy. Everything around us is energy. So you can easily tap into that version of you that's a freaking unicorn, badass, powerful as Av Mama Jamma, aka Queen Mode. Okay? She is not outside of you. She is within you. Okay? It's just like changing the radio dial to dial into her frequency. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like are feeling me on all of this. Yeah, it's all good, super. Am I going too fast? No? Okay, I'm a bit of a squirrel, so like keep up. That's my mode, squirrel mode. Okay. So if you want to experience something different and feel your power at a whole new level, shifting into your highest expansive self in all areas of your life, you have to be willing to do the daily inner work to reprogram and retrain your body to hold the vibrational identity of your queen self, riding the currents of your desired frequency and timeline, and continuing to tap in and connect with it until you can hold it on your own without having to think about it. Okay, this is where people kind of like fall flat, is because they have the idea of like, yeah, I would like that, but they actually aren't willing to do the work. And at the end of the day, you have to be willing to do the inner work, right? So you are like silly putty. You can easily shift your vibrational field. Let the idea go that it's hard, that is not serving you. That idea that it's difficult to shift. It's not true. It's not true. So my top go-tos, like I said earlier, dance it out. Make a playlist of a few songs that light you up. Set the intention to release the limited thoughts and feels. Shaking, moving the energy out of your body. You know, like when I was doing a lot of my priestess stuff, I would always have the ladies in the class like get up and jump around and shake their bodies, because this clears the stagnant energy and makes way for something new to come in, the new frequency. It floods our body with fresh energy. So as you feel the energy shift, put your crown on. And what I'm meaning is like, take your fingers and make a crown and do this, okay? I know it seems silly, but it is powerful, okay? Command your queen self to step forward and for your cells to now vibrate as the delicious, powerful, expanded, highest octave available to you now. And watch your flirtatious self come alive in the mirror. See your glorious, sensuous radiance. So what I'm meaning is like literally flirt with yourself in the mirror. I know it sounds silly, but once you like move past the silliness and the awkwardness and you get into the vibe, this is powerful. You're getting in your body, you're in the somatic experience, and you're changing your cellular memory. You're putting something different in, you're reprogramming your cells. Okay, this is where I got ahead of myself earlier. Okay, number 2, queen rampages, Abraham Hicks style. So I am, when we say the words I am, anything that you speak after that is an invitation. So create empowering statements that feel so good to you and speak them out loud multiple times a day, feeling the shifts take place as you do. Words cast spells. Words hold a vibration and a frequency. So when we speak them out, we are paving the way for our energy field and the pathway that we're flowing on, okay? So think about your desires and what you want to experience in your reality. And from this place, we can make a queen rampage. So for example, do you want an overflow of clients that are like besties? Do you desire a soulmate connection with your lover that takes you to a whole other dimension when you have sex? Do you desire to be vibrant with vitality, playfulness, and joy? Do you want to feel like Shakira on the dance floor in your new dress after a big shopping spree that you paid cash for without checking any of the price tags? Yeah. Waking up to a life by design, of freedom of time and location, abundance flowing, and expressing yourself online while getting paid to do so. Yeah. So, for example, this would be what your queen rampage would be like. I thank you, God. I'm so lit up by the life that I have designed. My soul biz is overflowing with clients that are like besties. I get to flow with my day however it feels good, showing up online, sharing my work with the world, and being well paid to do so. Lavish shopping sprees are the norm, where I buy whatever makes me feel beautiful. I get to travel as often as I like, and don't even get me started on the way my sex life has completely quantum upgraded into new levels of orgasmic soul pleasure and passion. I'm vibing every day with radiant health and super play and joy states, and it keeps getting better and better. I know I am a sexy, powerful she-wolf blowing up to my next level, and always, always, I thank you, God. So this may not be true for you now, but when you speak it as if it is now, you are shifting your frequency to experience that and feel that. Your body actually doesn't know that what you just said isn't happening now. And so this is how we retrain ourselves. This is how we create a new frequency and a new reality for ourselves. Okay, so whenever you feel like your energy dip into those like constricted restricted like fear states, those default safety modes. This is where you go to your rampage, you get in front of the mirror, or you do whatever process works for you, and you speak out something different, and you feel it and you experience it, and it's like yes, 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 and just keep going in that until you can hold that on your own. The sun is setting right now and it's really pretty. I'm talking to you guys from the future. Okay, so number 3, consciousness checks. So set reminders on your phone multiple times a day to check what energy you're operating at and shifting accordingly. The longer you hold the vibrational identity, the more anchored in it becomes. So imagine where you will be in 6 weeks by staying on top of this. So when I was doing this, I would set my consciousness check reminder at 11:11 a.m., 2:22 p.m., I think I did one at 5:55 p.m. and then another one at like 11:11 p.m. You know, so I like to work with the angel numbers, the numerology. But the whole point is that throughout your day, you're shifting your state into what you desire to be in rather than slipping into unconscious states. Okay, so number 4, at choice points, so when you're at a decision, ask yourself, how would my highest, best queen self respond, feel, and hold herself here? And you can even like just put your hand on your heart and say, thank you, highest self, for speaking through me here. And you can trust that just by saying that, it is done. It is done. Your highest self is speaking through you. Okay. So number 5, activate your queen mode physiology. So this is where you soften your belly, you open your heart, your chest open, and you drop your shoulders and your spine is straight. So I want you to just practice that with me. Belly soft. Drop your shoulders, open your chest, like open your heart, and just feel that. Breathe. This is queen mode. The belly is being soft means that you feel safe and that you trust, that you are open. Your heart being open, your chest open means your heart is open. Your shoulders dropped and like your spine straight. This is like your masculine support of your spine. So the belly soft and the chest open is like the feminine quality. The shoulders dropped and the straight spine, that's like your masculine support to hold you in that. So number 6, like I had said earlier, put your crown on first thing in the morning. I know it sounds so silly, but like it seriously works. So whatever your theme song is, whatever song like really gets you in the movie groove for the day, put that on, put your crown on, call your highest, best self, your queen self forward, setting your intention that you walk as her, as your highest self, as your queen self throughout your day. And number 7, start taking a comb through your life and ask yourself, is this situation, circumstance, and story in alignment with my activated queen mode? And then start taking action steps to upgrade things accordingly. So I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper in a few slides here. So it's like looking at the way that you show up to your life, to the way that you show up to yourself. Are you showing up from a limited place or from your powerful queen mode? So this is how we anchor her in. We begin to make decisions as our queen. This is where we anchor it into the physical. So we can do all the energy shifting we want, but if we're not bringing it through into the physical where we start taking action and like imprinting our physical reality with that energy, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. And this is actually where a lot of spiritual women really miss the mark, is because we can go so high into other dimensions and like zipping through all these different, through the clouds, and we bypass our physical reality. And that's not working anymore. That's not working anymore. So we need to be of our physical reality. Okay, so in the messenger box, in the comments, write, like, just type which one of these really like hits you. Is it the dancing that you're like, yeah, that's the one that I'm gonna do? Is it the queen rampage? Like really like Share with me what one really pops out to you, and I'll actually go back. So we have dancing, we have queen rampages, Abraham's Hicks style, we have consciousness checks, we have choice points, belly soft, chest the queen mode, physiology, crown, taking a comb. So in the comments there, let me know which one. Brandy, the queen rampage and the check-ins, yeah, 100%. Consciousness checks, yeah. Yeah, the consciousness checks helps us to shift out of the unconscious places and being more conscious and aware of what we're doing. Because like we can set our intention all we want first thing in the morning, but it's in our day-to-day that the real work is. You know, the real work is like going home to your parents and like sitting at dinner with your family members. That's like the real work, right? Because like all of our shit comes up when we're with our families. Kaylee, the consciousness checks. Dominique, queen rampage, queen mode physiology. Sarah, the consciousness checks for sure. Yeah, 100%. Beverly, yes, all really, but music and check-ins, yeah. Music is like is such powerful medicine for me too, Beverly. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's move on. High octave living. All right. High honor, high reverence, all the highs, your highness. A queen knows her value. So to build self-worth, one needs to begin to make decisions and show up as someone who loves herself. And showing up to yourself and your experience at a whole new level with the highest of intentions and regard. Your reality is an extension and reflection of your soul. So are you ready to truly see yourself through the lensing of magnificence, sparkly brilliance? So this is not about perfectionism, but rather shifting things for the better by like 1% each day. Okay. Okay. I had a little blip there. I thought I wasn't recording. I'm like, shit, but it's okay. We're recording. We're recording. Okay, so building off of what I just talked about, start taking a comb through your life and ask yourself, is this situation, circumstance, and story in alignment with my activated queen mode? So start taking action steps to upgrade things accordingly. So for example, in partnership, a queen has open and transparent communication with her king. So this is an invitation to ask yourself, where are you sending out a mixed frequency here? So this could be taking a mindless scroll on your ex's social media page and letting your mind wander to him regularly, or letting your mind wander to him when you get in a spat with your spouse. So it may seem harmless, but it's sending a mixed signal that you're not fully available to who you are in a relationship now. And trust me, this makes a difference. I cleaned up my own frequency just recently around this. And I removed someone off of my social media that I hadn't talked to in years, but was like in the back of my mind regularly. And when I removed him off of my social media, that week I had my first G-spot orgasm with my husband. Okay, so it's not like I was actively seeking this other person out. It was just like a place that my mind was going to sometimes. And when I collapse that out and remove like the physical connection through by just taking him off of my social media, it completely like cleaned the field up. So it's sometimes it doesn't really make a whole lot of tangible sense, but energy is powerful, you guys. And when we move things around in our physical, it just helps clean things up. All right, so a queen desires to be seen by her partner. Is the person you are with healthy and supportive for your well-being? Queens do not tolerate joker and wounded warrior type of energy in a relationship. So you are ditching the damsel in distress, which also means that you are calling your partner up into a whole new level. So as you rise into your queendom, your partner naturally, because the masculine will respond to the feminine. And if you are in a same-sex relationship, each partner still, one is more in the masculine and one is more in the feminine. So the masculine responds to the feminine. So when you activate yourself into new levels of feminine power, your queendom, naturally the masculine will be activated into levels of kingdom as well. Okay. So a queen is present and available for her realm. So this means family and home life. So if you're finding that you're checking out and numbing out, I invite you to ask yourself, what is going on here? Is there a younger version of yourself that's asking to be seen here? What are you trying to escape? Do you feel unsafe to receive? Do you feel overwhelmed? Where can you be asking for help to lighten the load? Where can you be cultivating space for self-care to help you from feeling lost and working kids? Okay, so once again, this is not about perfectionism by any means, but it's more so becoming just aware of like, hey, am I binge watching Netflix because it feels good and is self-care, or am I binge watching Netflix because I'm escaping? There's nothing wrong with Netflix, but it's just like the intention that we have behind it. For me, like a glass of wine and watching the latest episode of A Million Little Reasons or A Million Little Things, I never can remember the name of it, or like This Is Us, that to me is self-care. I love it. I love it, right? But if I spend like a whole weekend when it's sunny out and I'm watching like 10 hours of Netflix, then I have to check myself and be like, hey, what's going on here? What am I avoiding, right? So a queen takes care of her root chakra. And this is also kind of tying into being present and available for her realm. So this means paperwork, finances, bills, taxes. Avoiding your root chakra human earth game stuff is a perfect way to block abundance from coming in. Trust me when I say this, okay? I have in the past avoided doing some of these things, mostly because I don't speak the language of the country that I live in, and so these things terrify me. And then it blocks abundance. And once I finally got over it and cleaned my shit up, suddenly things were flooding in. Amazing how that works, right? So let yourself be seen by systems. It is safe, okay? We no longer have to carry this ancestral stuff from like our family lineage where we don't want to pay our taxes and we don't want to, you know, pay our bills and all that, right? Like keep it clean, keep it clean. A clean root chakra is open to receive, okay? So this could also be cleaning up what you eat and exercising more. Treating your body like a temple to come into deeper relationship with it. See and know your value in all ways. So a queen receives. She knows she is held, provided for, and supported, and she is safe and worthy to let this in. A queen is grounded. Many spiritual women are floating off into other dimensions, bypassing their realities. This can go on no more. The world needs your magic here. Your family needs your magic here. Your partner needs your magic here. Your life, your reality needs your magic here. Yes, like we could totally tap into all of these cool, awesome, fun playgrounds, but ultimately we need to be here in our bodies. This is where our power is in our bodies. Operating from queen mode means being here. So something that's super fun and powerful when really tapping into our queen mode is clearing out our closet, blessing and releasing outfits that remind you of ick, feeling old identities. Go shopping and pick out outfits that make you feel powerful, that make you feel sexy, that make you feel radiant. Choose a necklace that beams out royalty and treat yourself from a place of self-worship because you are a goddess. And you can do this on a budget. You can so do this on a budget, okay? So walk through your life with your head high, your heart open, your belly soft, and your standards high, and choose to know on a cellular level just how fucking magical, powerful, and magnificent that you are. Take off the limiting lensing and patterning and see yourself for the truth of who you are. Let yourself be your highest octave expression of self and take the aligned actions from this place to physicalize it. The more you practice, the more real this becomes. Okay, so we are going to move into our guided activation now. So you guys can get comfortable. We're going to spend about 10 minutes in this. And know that like as I was speaking all of this, there was tons of energy moving through you. There was keys being like cracked within you. Ahas taking place. You might come out of this class kind of been like, whoa, don't even know what just happened. That's totally normal. This is what generally happens. And then just ground afterwards, eat some food, drink lots of water, journal it out. And in the coming day or two, you will have integrated and feel good again, or feel clear again. Okay, so I'm just going to put on some music. You can get yourselves comfortable and close your eyes, and you can just begin to breathe into your heart. Letting your thoughts just begin to drift away and just dropping like your full awareness into your heart. It's like you're taking an elevator down from your brain into your heart, completely locking and loading into your heart center. And just soften your belly and open your heart, dropping your shoulders, activating that queen mode physiology. Just breathing. Giving yourself deep gratitude for gifting yourself this space today, and for setting the intention to walk through this portal of energy into your highest, most activated queen self. So I want you now to imagine the most beautiful mirror in front of you. And however you see this mirror is perfect. And see your reflection and how you see yourself now in this mirror. This is how we see ourselves now. And there's no judgment of how we see ourselves now. We're just observing right now. Just see yourself. And knowing that you actually are your highest and best self now, I want you to give this reflection of you, what you see in front of you, give her love from your highest self, from your soul self, from your divinity. Like a parent would to her child. I love you. I accept you. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are so special. And I see you. You are wanted. You belong. Continuing to run this dialogue, giving yourself that love, giving the love to who you see in the mirror. And we now ask God or Source, whatever resonates with you, to come into your energy field, to come into your belief systems, to come into your perception, and move out all that is not the truth of who you are. And we thank you, God, for upgrading your lensing now, so you see yourself through the lens of your highest self. And the lensing that you're seeing yourself through now begins to shift and upgrade. Kind of like when you go to the eye doctor to get your prescription checked and they're flipping the lenses in front of you to see which one you can see through clearer. Just begin to see your lensing shifting, flipping through different lenses, so that in this mirror now, you begin to see your reflection be upgraded into reflecting your soul's radiance, your soul's magnificence. Getting brighter, getting clearer, getting more sparkly. Maybe you even see flowers beginning to blossom through your skin. And you're looking through the lensing of pure beauty and love now. You see yourself for who you really are. Beneath all of these limited stories, that's no longer who you are. We're letting that all go. And you see who you are, your true soul self. Beautiful inside and outside. Magical, exquisite, and wondrous. Letting the image get brighter and clearer and more colorful, more radiant, and feel the love exploding from your heart as you see yourself in the mirror. The way that God sees you, the way that divinity sees you. The way that your highest self views yourself through the lensing of unshakable self-worth and self-belief and confidence and self-honor. And we now, we add a crown. We add a crown to that head in the mirror. Seeing reflected back to you the crown that's on your head. Maybe it's made of crystal and gemstones. Maybe it's made of flowers and vines. Maybe it's diamonds. Maybe it's pure gold, pure rose gold, pure silver, whatever your flavor is. Just take note of that crown that's on your head, Queen. And now I want you to step into the mirror, merging into your power, merging into this portal, merging with your magnificence, your radiance, and your confidence now. And feel golden, sparkly energy flood through your body as you remember who you really are in all of your glory now. The limiting stories have quieted, and you bask in expansive love, joy, and bliss. Feeling all of your energy centers opening up is a yes to this. Yes to receiving this. Yes to receiving your all. Yes to receiving your magic, your power, your fire, your sass, your sensual, watery, beautiful, flowing energy. Big love energy. And softening your body, allowing your queen self to fully encapsulate you now in a golden bubble of the truth of your soul's essence, the truth of your divinity, and your power as the creator of your experience. As divinity expressed through you. And we thank you, God, now for locking this in, for anchoring this into our fields, and setting the intention that this continue to work its way through you, weave its way through you, sealing it in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until it's done, done, and done. And we declare it done across all levels, all layers, all timelines and dimensions now. Taking a deep breath. You can just circle your spine, wiggle your hips as you come back into this moment, into this present time. Feeling your heart open, your belly soft, your shoulders down. Queen mode physiology activated. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Hello, queens. So if you feel called to share, you can type up in the chat box what your experience was, whatever, however you're feeling now. If there's any messages that came through, whatever you want to share, it's perfect. It's open. You can do so. Sarah, here I am. Yes, here you are. I am here. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome. You have arrived. Brandy is so powerful, almost no words. LOL. Yes, yes, yes. Sarah, I looked in the mirror and the queen was there. There she is. Beverly saw my future self and it was amazing. Heck yes. And future self is here right now because there is no time and space. So future self is us. Future self is us. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Chantal saw so much beauty. Thank you. You are so welcome. Gorgeous. Awesome. Bridget, I remind me of a character in a book. It's pretty cool. Yes, I love that. And that's like, to me, okay, so like when I think about different TV shows and books that we read, or even like different songs, like when we see someone, even online on social media, when we see someone that we're like, fuck yeah, like we really, really admire her, or just like really want to vibe with her, want to be her bestie, like we're seeing a part of ourselves in her. And oftentimes it's a part of ourselves that's not fully expressed yet, that's wanting to come out, which is why we're drawn to them, right? Like for me, Phoebe Buffay on Friends was such a powerful role model for me as a kid, because I was raised Mennonite. So we were actually like very conditioned to be plain and simple and not be out loud and expressive, right? And so I didn't exactly see loud expressions of like the weird and the quirkiness until Phoebe Buffay, right? So yeah, Dominique, feeling serene and empowered at the same time. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I invite you ladies to step deeper into this portal to go a whole lot deeper with me, to embark on a journey of self-reclamation, of turning up the volume of your power, your confidence, your brilliance, and no longer feel like it's unsafe for you to share your full, true self with the world, to unleash your light into the world and be seen in it unfiltered. So a queen knows that if she's not seen in her fullest, truest, and most highest self, she won't get the respect, opportunities, and connections that she desires. Being in queen mode means being seen by yourself and by your world. So it means no longer hiding, dimming, and masking yourself. It means knowing your worth and fully embodying your highest, best self and sharing that with your realm. Diluting your essence creates a diluted experience. So the world feels you when you're in your power, just like the world feels you when you're in disempowered states. So if you're ready to step into a whole new level of your open-hearted power and ready to be seen and received in your all, I invite you to join me in Seen. A lot of you probably have heard me talking about this last little bit. It is a self-paced digital course, and it includes 5 modules of goodness that will support you in showing up to live settings for your business, such as going on Facebook Live, creating masterclasses, going to workshops, creating workshops, being bold, being vulnerable and authentic in your expression so that your bestie soulmate clients will be flooding out of the woodwork, magnetized to what you have to offer. Now, if you're not an entrepreneur, because not everybody that's watching this will help you at your career with pitches, sales, customer service, and asking your boss for the raise that you sure as hell are worth for. Okay. And if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're not someone that works at all, like if you're a stay-at-home mom, which is like a full-time job in itself, it's more than a full-time job, this will still support you. This isn't directed and created just for healers, just for entrepreneurs, just for people that are out in the business. Every woman wants to be seen. So this is going to support you in stepping out of your spiritual broom closet. I see you, witches. I see you, witches, which means being authentic and true to you. This is to support you in helping you establish more genuine connections with people that are actually your people who love your Phoebe Buffet level quirkiness. So this is going to have you seeing yourself through the lens of your highest self, your beauty, your radiance, your magic, and your brilliance. This is like a magic wand that upgrades all areas of your life when you are feeling your highest, best self. So this is going to bring a big fluffy blanket of safety and love and support to your younger child self as we heal those patterns and stories that aren't serving your highest. We all have them. We all have them. I have them. You got them. We all have them. This is going to support you in opening up to deeper states of intimacy, pleasure, and orgasm with your lover because you are safe to let go, receive, and be seen. This is going to support you in becoming a master at setting boundaries and advocating for your needs and desires in relationships. You value yourself, so you'll speak up for yourself, and you'll also command forth what you desire to experience with power, with precision, with clarity. And this will boost the F out of your vibration and power and connection to self and God. Naturally, miracles and abundance begin to overflow when we're in this place. So like our power is truly like us being in our soul self, in our divinity self, in our God self, like completely immersing ourselves with the field of energy, that divine intelligence that is in everything, and allowing it to express itself through, right? So all of those limited versions of ourselves that, like I said, that's not the truth of who we are. So when we let that go, suddenly we can actually see ourselves for who we are, and the world responds. Like miracles start flooding, opportunities start flooding, the respect is there. It's all there for us. It always was. We just couldn't see it. So let's break it down. So module 1 is the root system method. This is uncovering your barriers and digging up the roots. Module 2 is avatar development, identifying your true soul self's qualities and essence to activate embodiment phase. Module 3 is meeting the maiden, healing the younger self. Module 4 is self-lovery and courageous confidence, amping up your relationship with self, advocating for your needs in relationships, and showing up as your true soul self. Module 5 is your bold truth. It's leaning in and expanding the edginess, the vulnerability, the visibility. So this will be where I'm supporting you. If you're an entrepreneur, I'm like get on Facebook Live. Let's go on Facebook Live. Let's go on the Insta story. You know, if you're not an entrepreneur and you want to deepen your relationship with your partner or with your family, we're going to be leaning into that edge of being more vulnerable in our hearts and expressing what we desire and want, which might feel a little bit uncomfortable, right? So included are training videos, guided meditations for your audio library, a workbook that is thought-provoking, and like sitting in a private mentorship session with me. There will be a Facebook group for support and a safe space to practice being seen and sharing vulnerable. The group is going to be open once we have the spots filled. It's not open yet. Long-term access to online course portal where the modules will be uploaded weekly. The content is going to start loading up on the course portal this upcoming week. And so this is going to give a summer cocoon of safety and support in the Facebook group. You can even practice going Facebook Live in this group and sharing your work, your content, your creations, your dancing, whatever it is, even setting boundaries, like practicing setting boundaries there to practice being seen and just to like have that safe place. This is the big piece, is that we haven't felt safe to be seen. So we've held ourselves back, and seen is going to like really support you in feeling safe to allow all that you are to come through and allow your world to see you in that. So the exchange is 333 euros or 4 bi-weekly payments of 88 euros. Now, as a gift for all of you that have stayed here till the end of this live masterclass, I will gift you a 10% off discount for you. And so all you have to do is just message me or email me with the keyword Scene Queen, and I'll send you the discount link, which is good until July 3rd. And what I will do here is I am going to post the link in the chat box for those of you that are on here live, and then you can just copy it and save it in your browser somewhere for you to check out after. So this is so the reason why this work is so important to me is because of this little girl here. This is like the two images on the left. It was like where I was deeply in my feeling tormented by like pretty much, I want to say, demons in my head, you know, as well as my relationship with my siblings. I was drowning in self-doubt, lack of self-esteem. I had absolutely no self-worth. And a lot of that had to come with my brothers were quite, they were bullies. They were bullies to me. And I was a very sensitive little soul that came into this world. And I didn't feel fully safe and seen and supported in the family that I was raised. My parents did do the best that they could with the consciousness level that they are at. But I did experience a lot of trauma growing up. And at age 16, I was moved out of the house, and I was in a very toxic and abusive relationship, abusing substances and associated with people that were quite violent, because I had no self-worth, that I continued to put myself in dangerous situations that affirmed that I was not valuable. And when I got myself out of that, it was a huge, I basically had completely reprogrammed everything that I had ever known about myself. So, and even now, like 3 years ago, when I moved to Austria to join my now husband, I had just gone off of oral birth control, and I was in oh man, my face was completely broken out with acne. And I struggled with this acne up until only a few months ago, when I finally went to the doctor to get antibiotics. So I walked down the aisle with a huge amount of acne on my face. And if I would have allowed this acne to define who I was and make myself completely hide myself from the world, I wouldn't have been able to experience everything that I experienced the last few years. So I mean, that there was a lot of shame that came up around that acne, and I had to do a lot of inner work around myself to be able to see myself, see my beauty and my radiance beyond the acne. And who says that acne is something to be shameful about, right? And so it got to a point that as I was approaching my wedding, I got so confident in my skin, despite it being so inflamed, that I actually considered walking down the aisle with absolutely no makeup, you know? And there were days where I like literally wanted to hide I did not want to go out and meet new people. I was holding so much shame around it. There was days that I would get up earlier than my husband to put cover up on my acne because I felt so ashamed about it. So I know this journey well. I know it well. I know what it feels like to not value yourself and not see yourself, and to not recognize just how amazing you are. I know it well, and I have rebuilt myself time and time again so I could be standing here and doing this kind of work. So this person, this woman on the right hand side, like that, this is me today, and I allow myself to be seen in my vulnerabilities, even when it's scary as F. And like a year ago, I actually had just reshared this past week, which is interesting timing. A year ago, I had made a post on my social media about something that was a little bit edgy. It talked about the racism that I witnessed growing up living close to an Indigenous reservation, that I had witnessed in prairie family homes, and it blew up my family. I lost my relationships with both of my siblings and their wives in a matter of hours. They very publicly shamed me. They very publicly and savagely like ripped me apart online, and like smeared my name on my Facebook where my clients see me. And it brought up a lot of the childhood trauma that I experienced that I needed to still like go a lot deeper in healing. So I see it as a gift, and it also allowed those relationships to fall away that they were not serving me. Like, even though they were blood, they weren't serving me, right? But it took me a long time after that to feel fully safe to come out online again, which is where I do all of my business. So my posts after that were quite vanilla for quite some time, because I had just gone through like a modern day witch trial, so I know what it takes to overcome like those fear of being seen. I know what it takes to calm our nervous system and work through the inner child stuff while also holding ourselves at our highest. I know it well. So this is why I strongly feel that I am the person to walk you through this journey of your rising. So I want to open up the field for any questions that you may have before we close out. I'm just going to stop my screen share here. Stop share. There we go. Okay, and I'm also just going to put a link in the comments. Thank you for listening to my story, Beverly. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 2 links. The first one is the 10% off, but you could get it as a payment plan, so it'd be 75 euros bi-weekly. And the second link is pay in full for 300 euros. So you guys can just copy that to your browser. That way you have access to it. But if you don't copy it now, that's totally cool. You can just message me and say "Scene Queen," and I will give you the link, and that's totally cool too. It sounds awesome. Thank you, Beverly. I'm very excited about it. This is very intimate and from my heart, because no woman should have to walk around this world feeling afraid, and afraid to put her work out there, afraid to open herself up to her partner. We're not doing it anymore. It's time that we rise. It's time that we be in our power. It's time that we walk around with our crowns and show the world that it can be different, because it absolutely can be different. So I'm going to leave it at that. We did go a little bit over, but that's okay. I love you all. Thank you so much for catching this live, and for those watching the recording. I appreciate every single one of you. And thank you in my own journey, because some of you have been with me for like 7 years. Thank you for helping me feel safe so that I can continue to do my inner work and share it with the world in every which way that I go. I've done like womb work. I've done priestess work where I'm talking about, like yonis on Facebook and everything. Like, I've gone places in my social media, and it's been scary, but also I have an incredible community, you ladies, that like help me feel safe to do so. Help me feel safe to be seen. And I love you all. So I hope you have a magical day. Drink tons of water, tons of water. And if you have any questions about the course, just send me a message. And I love you. Have a beautiful day, everybody.